Hi, my name is Rich Kettner. Welcome to Starry Night Guitars. Today I'm going to talk about my Fishman Loudbox Mini, which is an acoustic guitar amp, but I'm going to talk about using it with a hollow body jazz guitar and see what people think about the sound quality of it. So this little amp sounds great with acoustic guitar, but I've used it with this jazz guitar at different times. I think it sounds pretty good, so I want to put it out there and see what people think. I bought it about 2 years ago at a pawn shop for 150 bucks. I live in southern Arizona, in a little small town, only about 10 miles from the Mexican border. When I do live gigs, it's just me. I do instrumental music, mostly kind of leaning toward jazz. And so it's just me, my guitar, and a looper pedal. So this little small amp worked perfect. I play in restaurants or a couple little private settings here or there. Not very loud at all, so this is plenty of volume. So just to kind of show you what it sounds like. Now again, this is not an acoustic guitar. Showing the guitar with no amplification. There's some sound, but not much, right? Here's to the first channel. So, I know obviously I would love to have a Henriksen, which is a $1,000 amp. This is not that, but I think it sounds okay. So using it for single lines. Sounds quite nice. When I do play live with it, I tend to use a looper pedal. So it's kind of like a duet. I'm comping on the looper, occasionally bass tracks, and then playing live, or I'll do chord melody stuff on just the guitar. Sounds great for that. If I use the looper and I have a bass track, this sometimes doesn't do as well. But this amp seems like it would be great for someone who does solo acoustic work, like if you play in a coffee house. Has 2 channels. They both have EQ, lows, mids, high. This first channel has chorus and reverb, and the second one has the equalization and just reverb, but also has an XLR. So again, if you're a solo guitarist and you sing, I think it would be great. It would work perfect. In the first channel, so right now I have the EQ pretty flat. I have some reverb on. Here's what the chorus on. There's one setting that says mild and one says heavy. Here's mild. Here's heavy. Now, when I would play live with using this amp for this guitar, I've never used chorus. I just use the reverb. Now, I think using an actual acoustic through it sounds great. So let me grab my acoustic guitar. Okay, here's my acoustic guitar. For those people that are into all the technical stuff, this is an Eastman AC-OM1. I'm not even sure it's still made. I bought it 3 or 4 years ago in Southern California, a little guitar shop in, I think it was West Covina. I love it. It plays great. And it has a K&K pickup, no volume controls, just plugged in and straight into the amp. So here's what it sounds like. It's just reverb. Here's some chorus. Pretty good. Also, it has a phase knob. I'm not totally sure what it does. I think it changes EQ. So here it is with the phase knob deselected. Here's with it in. Again, out. master is about between 12 and 1. The gain is just below 9 o'clock. So it's a great little amp. I think for like I play in worship bands, if I play acoustic stuff, this sounds great. I will occasionally use the chorus when I play acoustic, and then I'd go through my pedal board, so I still use a delay pedal. My real intent of making this video was to share what it sounds like with my jazz guitar. I've read online of some players that use these amps with jazz guitars, and some say it sounds good, and some, kind of passable. I think I said earlier in the video, when I play in larger venues, instead of using this for my jazz guitar, I have a Boss Katana 100, and I tend to use that. And it's maybe a little more clear. Also, when I'm using the looper pedal that has bass tracks in it, it seems to handle that better. But for straight acoustics, I think this thing works great. I love its portability. It's small. It's light. I'm a big proponent of going to a gig and being able to get in one trip. The guitar on my back, amp in my hand, maybe a bag of some pedals or whatever. I love to do that kind of thing. Also, on the back of it, there is a mini input. There's another XLR over here, but there's also a mini plug. So if you plug in your phone, say you're playing live gigs, you can take a 15-minute break. You want to play music through your phone, you can plug it in with a mini cable and play through it. Sound quality is okay. Or if you play with tracks, you could plug your phone in. So the only bummer for me about that is if I plug in my phone with a mini cable, then my phone is draining. I don't know if I have enough power to get through a whole gig. But I believe the larger version of this amp has Bluetooth. So you could connect your phone via Bluetooth and then play tracks, and it wouldn't drain your battery. So that's a pretty cool thing. I think acoustically, I'm happy with the sound that it gets. I think it does a pretty good job of reproducing my guitar sound. And I've never had an issue with feedback. I don't play super loud, but I think it sounds great. Also on the back, there's an XLR out. I don't know if I said that. So if you're playing, rather than a coffee house, if you're playing in a bigger venue, I play by myself, but if I had to play with a drummer or a bass player, that might be an issue. But playing through a sound system, you could then put this on a chair or put it right next to you as your monitor. I think it would work great. So I hope this is helpful. And if anyone out there is using this amp, rather than for straight acoustic guitars, maybe using it for a hollow body or jazz guitar or other settings, I'd be interested in hearing. Please share in the comments. As always, thanks for checking this out. All the best and enjoy the journey. God bless.